A young man named Mark Alexander was facing the most hardest time of his life. Being broke for a long time with no hope, he decided to do robbery. Bought a gun and enter the streets. He meets a man coming out of his car and immediately glances at the gold and silver he wore, and quickly pointed a gun on the man, saying, "Give me everything you have or else your family will be mourning your death today." The man reluctantly gave Mark all his belongings and laid face down on the floor. The man immediately called the police to file a report, and Mark was captured 3 blocks from the scene. Now this was so unlucky of Mark, for the hardships keep growing bigger and bigger. Shortly after that day, Mark was given bail by the jury and shortly given bail, visiting the jury from home to hear his trial. Eventually Mark was sent to 13 years in jail, and hell was it for him that he cursed the day he was born. He was given a day to gather himself, and the next day he will be going to jail. So after enjoying the straw, he went back home and waited to come and be taken to jail. A day passed. Weeks passed. A month, and fearfully he called his lawyer, who urged him to remain calm until he was to be picked up by the police themselves. So Mark waited and waited until he decided to get married to his girlfriend, and they got pregnant. Hence Mark began to work as a plumber, and later as a furniture carpenter, and later he opened his own workshop. All this time no government official had come to take Mark to custody. Mark became very famous and helped as many people get jobs in his community that he became very famous. One day, after a wholesome of 13 years, a group of police officers burst to his front door and arrested Mark, for he was to go and fulfill his sentence. The family was filled with awe. The lawyer didn't know what to say after being informed, for they all had already forgotten about the sentence. So Mark Alexander was informed that he was forgotten after all the inmates were taken to jail. So on the day of his release, he was not seen in the jail cell, so he was to go to jail. But a huge crowd of people came to defend Mark against the sentence and explained how Mark was a changed man and helped many people in his society. Even the man who was robbed 13 years ago came to defend the man and pleaded the judge to have mercy on the guy. It seemed as if luck was on his side this time, and the judge, due to sympathy and the people's love for the man, he was released and returned back to his family. Moral lesson: when life gives you a chance to change and become better, do it, for it will always work out for you.